It's
Today's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. Why?
Well,
why are we here?
we have a little special treat for you guys. If you watched our live show last Sunday, we announced that we were going to do a Gears of War spoilcast, because Nick, you have completed Gears of War 4.
I've completed Gears of War 4.
I have played Gears of War 4.
Now it is, and this is like one of the few games that Pete and I have both played.
Yeah.
So it's
and
time.
Finished.
Yeah, and finished.
Which is a big thing for you.
So it's time that we have a discussion about a common interest.
Yes. But first, I have to introduce to you to the best ponytail in the business.
It's fabulous.
He only does everything, Mr. Nicholas DeJesus.
How's it going tonight, everybody?
How's it going, sir?
Not bad at all.
You enjoyed those cheesesteaks, didn't you?
Yes, I did. They were very delicious. I appreciate you showing me those places.
You gotta show Jen. I think she'll.
Yeah, I think she would. It's like a little rundown place. Like I wouldn't have suspected.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that great things would come from
at all. But then
and the fries are good too.
Yeah, the fries are fucking delicious. So nice place. Good job.
Shake hands. Until we get into a friendly debate.
And allow me to introduce the host with the most, Mr. I'm Wondering himself with the fedora cap in tow. It is Mr. Peter Anderson.
What's up, guys? So, quick little housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Before we start, of course.
There's housekeeping.
Remember
I didn't know that there was housekeeping. Are you continuing?
I'm still going to continue some of it. Remember yesterday is our usual Tuesday episode. Tomorrow we will have our Thursday episode. Check out, next week we're going to have the unboxing, if memory serves, unboxing of Dishonored.
Yes.
The collector's edition.
The collector's edition with the mask that I'll probably be wearing from here on out.
Yes. It's a smart idea. We have that coming up. We have a couple Let's Plays coming up. We got PSX coming up, so make sure you stay tuned to all that stuff. Pre and post show will be here on the show, of course. So if you know already, you hit that subscribe button. If you're new, like the video, comment, and of course share with your friends. So, Gears of War 4 Spoilcast.
Gears of War 4 Spoilcast.
I'm going to let you start this one.
You're going to let me start. I don't even know where to start.
You don't like JD, I heard.
I don't. I really don't. And I know you're like a huge fan of JD.
I'm not a huge fan.
You really liked him though.
I did think he was very good.
I don't think that JD deserves the honor of being called a cog.
Elaborate, please.
So when I think of Gears of War, I always think of like the manliest possible fucking game that you could possibly get. Because when I first played Gears of War,
it's a man's game.
When I first played it, right? Because I didn't go out and seek Gears of War. It was brought to me, and it was brought to me by an ex-girlfriend of mine, and she was a huge fan of it. And my initial reaction to Gears of War was like, all right, clearly it's how manly of a game can you make without somebody getting their panties in a bunch. And it was just basically just overwhelming masculinity. Even when the guys, like, even when Marcus would put himself up against the wall, like, he wouldn't just, like, lay down up against the wall and cover. He would slam his body into the wall, you know? And, like, you felt it because the fucking controller would rumble. At least I feel like it did. Like, from the amount of, like, force that you saw him go into a wall, dust would come up. You know, like, it was just as masculine as you can be. Like, he has a gun that's also a fucking chainsaw. You know. Then I get the next generation of Gears, and JD doesn't feel like that. JD feels like, and I hate to say this, he feels like Nathan Drake, right? He's got smart-ass comments, he's got daddy issues, he doesn't, like, the characters don't slam themselves up against the wall, they just kind of, like, cushion the blow up against the wall. Just a lot of things about the way that JD operates just didn't feel like he should be a cog. And I got it, right? You got Nathan Drake and Lara Croft. I mean, JD Phoenix and what's her name? I can't remember her name.
Oh, from
his like little love interest.
Not Laura. There is
Lara.
I want to say that.
I thought.
Continue talking.
Liara.
All right.
I don't know. So you've got JD, who's Marcus Phoenix's son, and Lara, or whatever her name is, the counterpart, his love interest, if you would. And you know, like I mean, she's a badass chick, but he's not a badass gear, right? And then you've got his best friend. Why can't I remember any of these names at all?
I think his name was Jet, if I'm correct.
Jax.
Jax, yeah.
Yeah, Jax, who isn't also a badass.
Del.
He's just Del.
And Cat.
Del, Cat, and JD. And then you bring in the characters from Gears of War, from the original trilogy of Gears of War. You've got Marcus Phoenix, who's still a badass, right? Who gets abducted by a Snatcher, and you're on the goal of finding him.
Okay.
Basically dead, and just fucking comes back to life. Still a badass, right? Then you get Coltrane, who comes up in a fucking like a super mech built to destroy to destroy locusts for no reason other than we just decided to destroy locusts with our giant machines that don't kill locusts anymore. I can't remember the third one. Baird, who comes back, and they still feel pretty fucking badass as characters, but this offset of the next generation doesn't. And maybe it's because there was a peace for 25 years, and nobody was going to war, so there's softer Gears, and I get it, but it didn't feel like Gears to me because of JD being so soft.
See, I have to argue with that statement.
Yes.
I think Gears is a man's game. Like, man's game. Like, that's how I describe it to people, you know? And, of course, Marcus, a very likable character, Coltrane. You know, they're these manliest men. But they really didn't have for me, the resonance of an emotional side, you know? Like, yeah, he had, Aeon, or his
wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. His first wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, towards the end, you brought and had that kind of relationship, but it wasn't focused on. This one, it's more like, hey, Kat's mom is abducted. We need to find her, you know? Marcus is helping, but you could see that, like, JD, you know, has a little bit more personality, a little bit more sass, but he can get the job done. It adds that, I think, emotional resonance that it wasn't in the original trilogy, where it's like, all right, these guys are Gears. You know by the guns. You know by the armor. You know by Marcus Phoenix, Coltrane, Bear. But you see a little bit more of them. Like, especially, I love the ending because, obviously, spoiler because it's a spoilcast, but you see them finding Kat's mom and her basically dead, on the verge of death, and God having to take her out, you know, and it just says, like, that's an emotional, draining thing when, you know, they were looking for Marcus for 2 chapters worth, you know, and he was dead, you know, and suddenly he comes back to life, which, of course, you're not going to kill Marcus Phoenix off like that, but...
I could have seen it coming.
Well, I think
I guarantee that's a foreshadowing that Marcus is going to die.
Do you think he'll die in 5 or 6?
I think he'll die in 6. The way that... Spoiler, that they killed the last one. That the last main character died. Quote-unquote main character. Marcus's best friend. Dom. Yeah. My issue is exactly what you are...
protesting.
No, my issue is exactly what you're celebrating.
Oh.
You know, you're celebrating that they have character development. I don't need character development. I need a game where the characters remain solid and who they are and beat the living shit out of everybody when they walk through. Like, that was the point of Gears of War. That's what Gears of War always felt like to me. The only emotion I ever saw Marcus spend was when Dom died. And he yelled. And then that was it. He moved on. Like, he literally moved on. I was like, nah, that's a man. Like, that's a man in the middle of war. Like, that's...
Yeah, I understand where you're coming. I just think it's a nice where they're going. Where, like, and another franchise, God of War, I think suffers from this because Kratos is, Calliope, and always friggin' angry.
But you say suffers, and I say that's the part that makes it the best. That's what makes it good as it is.
Yeah, but you see God of War 4 with him teaching his son, and you see these human qualities, you know? People can debate, but I really didn't see human qualities in Marcus. Yeah, it's war, and he's focusing on war. I get that, but it's also nice to have those interactions where, like, JD, after Kate's mom dies, he goes and she's like, hey, are you okay? Like, talk to me.
Let's fight. Let's get out of this war. Like, that's the point of the franchise.
So you hated it.
I didn't hate the game. I didn't. I thought the game was good. I thought it was fairly good. I just had quirks about it because of the fact, like, you still had your same Gears of War dynamics in the game. You had some bonus weapons. You had some extra experiences. You saw how they shifted all the Locust into something else, right? How everything became something else, right? The Snatchers used to be the Reapers or whatever they were called, the Flying Reapers and whatever it is, right? The what's the other one? The little fucking things that chase you.
The clickers.
The clickers. And Gears of War 4.
Oh.
The human things.
That like go on the walls and shit.
Yeah, that jump on the walls and walk on the walls. I don't remember what they. I don't think they ever really gave them a name, right?
From what the overall thing is, they're the Swarm. That's what they're.
Well, that's what they're calling them. Like the Locusts were the Locusts, the Swarm was the Swarm. Yeah, but they're really the Locusts.
Yeah.
Just different now. And I saw that coming a mile away.
I do love those enemies.
I saw that coming a mile away. I was like, it's the Locusts. The Locusts are back.
Yeah.
It's the Locusts. The Locusts are back. And then they said it, and I was like, thank you for not spoiling the surprise. Yeah. Like, I was like, the Locusts are back.
What'd you think of the new enemies? What'd you think of the...
I like some of the new enemies. Like, the new weapons were nice, right? I know the Buzzkill was old. Buzzkill was an old gun.
It was more in the earlier...
The Enforcer, not a big fan of. The Overkill was pretty nice.
Yeah,
I like the Overkill. Nice. That was pretty nice. And I'm not really a shotgun fan.
Yeah.
You know, but I did like the Overkill, especially with the double click. You know, you click, you can hold it, and then hit another shot as well. So that was nice. There was another gun that was just like that. I can't remember what it was. I think it was one of the sniper rifles where you charged it and then let go to fire. And I think that was also a mech gun. Yeah. I'll call them mechs. Yeah. I don't know. A DB gun. A DB gun. They were DBs. They called them DBs, which is initials for Diamond Bird. Baird. So I like some of the new guns, you know, interesting. Some of the new enemies, some of those DBs were pretty interesting.
What'd you think of the
swarms?
Not even the swarm. Well, yeah, the swarms. I liked. For that, I did like the one enemy that went on the wall and was like running you down.
Yeah, it was that was cool. But I mean, I never had a problem with them.
Yeah, I just thought it was cool.
I thought it was cool, but I mean, I kind of got the same feeling that they were the same exact thing that we experienced in Gears of War, where you would get the enemies. The same exact kind of enemies coming down and chasing you. But they were just bigger. Yeah. It felt like they were bigger than in Gears of War.
What'd you think of the tower defense? Those three little...
The tower defense was interesting. The last one was like a piece of cake.
Oh, I had such a trouble with it.
Did you? Yeah. The last one was like a piece of cake, dude. All of my what's it called?
Guns and shit.
All my guns and shit survived the entire thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, the entire thing. I was like, I thought it was supposed to get harder. The one that I did have problems with was on the elevator. That one was on the elevator going down into the mine. Yeah. That one was a pain in the ass.
What did you think of the motorcycle, with the plane, and also the riding the elevator shaft? The cables.
The cables, the motorcycle with the plane. Yeah, those were interesting. That was nice. A nice touch to the Gears of War universe. You know, not something we normally get. But at the same time, I was like, could this be any more Nathan Drake? Like, you are selling me Nathan Drake. JD is Nathan Drake. He sounds like Nathan Drake. He looks like Nathan Drake, and now he fucking like does set pieces like Nathan Drake. I was like, is there anything else you want to put in here in this pile of Nathan Drake that you want to put in order for me to get more Nathan Drake out of it? So again, it just felt too much like somebody else's character, if that makes any sense, right? Yeah. Like, I think one of the other reasons why I feel like he shouldn't have been a gear, why JD shouldn't have been a gear, or that shouldn't have been the way that they went with the character, was because it felt like you were bringing another character into this universe, a character that already exists in his own universe and already does his own thing, and you're like, hey, what would it be like if Nathan Drake was a gear? And everybody was like, that's an awesome idea. And, like, I'm probably the one asshole in the back that's like, that's a terrible idea. Nathan Drake finds treasure. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? You know, I just feel like that's one of the issues that I had with it.
So in closing, what was your thoughts about the whole overall ending?
The whole overall ending, you know, I like that last boss-ish thing.
In like the sand dunes?
In like the sand dunes with like all the fucking like the
Yeah.
tentacles and shit like that. I like that. And I like that the mech as well. I thought the
Yeah.
mech was a pretty good add-on. And I like that they incorporated all that hiding with the mech. But the ending, it's not overwhelmingly great. It's not, you know, underwhelmingly terrible. It was just, I was like, okay, all right, I see where they're going. Sounds good. What about the after credits ending? Did you
the
see that?
gentleman?
Yeah, with the gentleman.
Yeah.
I like that. See, like that reminded me of like, oh, Gears of War. All right, that's Gears of War.
Do you think he'll be a villain?
No.
Do you think he's gonna still be a good guy?
Yeah, I think so. If not, he'll be an anti-hero. You know, much in the vein of like Venom and Deadpool, kind of like I'm doing my own thing, don't get in my way, kind of thing.
And you think Gears of War 6, Marcus will die?
I think Gears of War 6, Marcus dies. I'm pretty sure Marcus is gonna die in Gears of War 6. If not Marcus, then JD's gonna die. But I think they already foreshadowed it in this game. They already gave you the hint that he's gonna die because he almost died. Usually that means, oh, that character's dying.
Yep. What do you guys think? Have you played Gears of War 4? Yeah, should have if you're watching this Spoilcast. Let me know in the comments what you think. Also, if you think he's going to die in Gears of War 5, I think he's going to die in the next one.
You think it's going to be 5?
I think it's going to be 5.
Yeah?
But I want to know what you guys think, so drop a comment. And, of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you know when tomorrow's video goes up. Like the video, share with your friends, and as always, we'll see you for our Sunday show, which is live every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, where we talk about the top news stories of the week, topic of the show, and new releases. Until next time.
Can you marinate a little bit? Or you want to do the topic?
Yeah, why not? Do the Gears Spoilcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah.